The solar eclipse is almost here. I am super excited. Are you guys excited? Man, I tell you what, and the more I see how they're trying to push out fear and have everybody so scared about everything, just makes me even that much more excited, because it almost seems like they fear that we're like close to some sort of tipping point, maybe, and they want to prevent that from happening by maybe getting everybody's vibes down, you know? I actually have an interesting clip I'll show a little bit later in this video, and I'll have some more thoughts on the solar eclipse and what I think it's all about. I'll go more into that first. I want to talk about things leading up to the solar eclipse for me personally. So after I finished my song last year, you know, I've had this other song playing in my head, and it just sort of came to fruition here recently as I felt the push to have it done by me and my brother's March 30th birthday. For the last 4 months, I haven't even done any videos yet. It seems like the more they improve the algorithm that looks at videos, they'll send it back through your old videos. So I've been getting hit on really old videos. The algorithm has actually deemed me dangerous with the information that you get on my channel. So yeah, it could be dangerous to somebody, but it's not dangerous to you, that's for sure. Yeah, I actually just recently got demonetized. I haven't even been doing videos, but it's been going through old videos. So I'm going to be extra careful. But most people that look into stuff, you get into this really dark side that no one wants to believe is actually going on. And you almost feel like it puts a dark spot on your heart just to know that that's happening. And it's just always there. And I started hearing this song, bring the light down, and it was sort of like the keys were bring the light. It was sort of like the keys and the frequency were going up and bringing the light back down. Like all of the notes and the frequencies and everything were really important the way I was hearing it and seeing it. And it was sort of this mantra that's been playing in my head. And it was like, at first I didn't like the fact that it was like bring the light down. It sounds like, I don't know, negative, and I struggle with that. But now I completely understand now that it's all been revealed. And that's another one of those lessons in just trust, you know, what you feel and go with it, even if, you know, the left brain says, well, you know, that sounds like this or that or whatever. But that was really important to be worded exactly that way, because we are in a world filled with darkness, and we want to bring it here to where the darkness is. So yeah, no problem with that now, but at first, yeah, I had some issues with it. But I'm listening to this mantra over and over in my head, and it was like, I felt like as within, so without. So as I had that connection in my heart from this dark blemish from the information I got about what's really going on, that actually was a connection to those little ones in my mind. And if I could bring that light down into my heart, it could radiate out through the hearts of all of those that, you know, we have, because, you know, I'm not alone. There's so many. In fact, most people I talk to, when you get to the main thing, it's like it's all about the little ones. You know, it's on the top of everyone's agenda. If anyone knows about it, it's like at the top of their list. It's just that people feel powerless to do anything. They don't know where to even begin. Most of us don't have any direct connection to that. But what we do have a connection to is through the heart. And that's sort of what was shown to me over this last year. It started playing over and over in my head, more and more, just the main melody. So for the last year, it's just been this main melody.
Bring the light down to the darkest place. Let it shine out. Let it radiate.
And then, I don't know, about a month ago, I started getting more and more pieces to it. And then it was, at some point, I got sort of the battle scene, I call it. You know, where you've got, you know, the light battling the dark, and there's this huge buildup to it. It was really cool to see it come together in that way, because I had, in my mind, was going to release the song I wanted to have it done and released, published on my birthday. Me and my brother have the same birthday, March 30th. I uploaded it on the 29th, which was Good Friday. Saturday, it was actually published. That's the published date, is March 30th. Now, what's interesting, here it is, the Saturday between Good Friday and Easter. And this song is about bringing the light down to the darkest place, which in the story of Jesus, my hero, he goes down to the darkest place. He's the light going to the darkest place, down to the darkest place. So there's that word again, another confirmation that I needed to leave it in. We needed to be brought down to the darker places, but it all played out. And when I got that, man, I just totally got chills, because that was another instance where, like in the doodle, I'd get a little idea of something, and then later on it would present as an even bigger idea that I was unaware of, and that was just the same thing here. I want to get the song out on me and my brother's birthday, yada yada, and then it turns out to be my birthday fell on Good Saturday this year. And then it came to me how much, as this song came to fruition, how much it's been playing in my mind over the last year. And if you look around, things are being exposed. A lot is happening with a lot of different people, a lot of people talking about the very thing that that I'm talking about. All of this stuff is starting to come out now, and we're seeing some movement in that area. I don't know what all's happening, but I just found it interesting that, that was sort of my mantra for the last year, and to create a piece of art, a piece of music where other people can, get that melody in their head if they don't have their own art, but even to encourage other artists to, whatever you do, even if you're a dancer, come up with some kind of dance that symbolizes bringing the light down to the darkest places and shedding light on that and rescuing and saving people from the darkness. In whatever way. If you're an artist, maybe you can come up with something that way, but to just put that energy, that creative energy, into rescuing the little ones. So here we are, the eclipse is coming up, and they're calling it the Devil's Comet that we're going to be able to see. There's actually another name for it that they officially named it, but they're putting it out there to make it fearful, so they've been calling it the Devil Comet, right? But what happens during the eclipse is it's almost like you hold your hand up like this. You've been blinded by the light, and you hold your hand up and you block the light, and you're able to see the devil, but you'll see it's really not the devil, it's whatever the name of the comet is now. It's like the dragon something, and that ties into my doodle. There's been all this stuff coming out with my doodle. So basically, this is one of the ways I signed my initials, SR, with it's sort of a little palindrome design. And of course up here, when I came across that music video, you can see here, it's like made up of 3 of my logos, but in the center, there's that sort of eclipse there, right next to the angel that's protecting the kids, surrounding them with love. And right next to that is this female dragon that is holding the scrolls, or the light, or the information. This female dragon that is holding the scrolls, or the light, or the information. But from there we got the star seeds down here. So it's almost like a double entendre with the song of bringing the light down to the darkest place, as in, like, for light workers coming down into this dark realm to help it ascend. So it's exciting. I think the main idea right now is, when you look at, like, they're firing up CERN and things like that, they are definitely wanting to put some fear out there, and supposedly they're trying to open up some kind of portal or something like that. And the thinning of the veil during the eclipse, because I don't know if you guys remember, but when I had Goshan from Cosmic Agency, some of her earliest materials talked about how the moon was part of like this frequency modulator that helped bring the frequency down on the planet to create this 3D environment, and that it was really overlaid onto the 5D. I don't want to get too far into that, but actually I came across another video. Gosha and Cosmic Agency, they got a lot of their information from the Pleiadians, the Taigetans. So one of those context was Marie Soiroux, who has her own YouTube channel. And you'll see, I'll play this little video that sort of has her explaining this whole process too, how, you know, they're trying to open up doors to some other, since the veils are already thinning at that point, they're trying to fire this thing up. And so what it was shown to me is like that, you know, they never really quite know what they're doing. And the last time, I don't know if you guys remember this, but long ago I covered it where they were trying to open something up and they got a message through, and it was the same message from the whole writing on the wall story in the Old Testament. The message they got that came through was mini tekel, which was like, you've been found wanting, or you've fallen short, basically. Not sure if you guys remember that, but that's what came through like one of the last times they tried to open it up, and it basically said you failed, right? They don't know who the message came from, but that was delivered at one of the Uppity Up meetings that year. Yeah, I wish I could say more, but you get the idea. So this time they're trying to fire it up, and I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to create enough fear up here amongst the people about this, about all sorts of things, to try to just lower the vibrations of the people so that maybe it will not be as much light, you know what I mean? Because what I was shown was the opposite. The excitement of people, it almost seems like they're worried we're going to hit the tipping point, right? The tipping point where the great awakening happens, and it's like they don't want that to happen. So if they can keep everybody in fear, they can keep the vibrations of the whole down, because there's a collective energy that we all share, a collective vibration here. But if you can just get excited about this thing, just go and know that you're going to enjoy it, and even know that the weather is going to be clear. And because I've been checking the weather, I was looking at the 10-day forecast like 15 days before the 8th, and it was showing me that there was like cloud cover and rain on the 8th, thunderstorms. I'm checking all throughout Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas up into Missouri and Illinois, all rain everywhere, you know. And I'm like, I know they can't tell that far out, right? They're just trying to do the opposite of the cloud busting that people in our community do, where you can focus your intentions and you can clear the clouds away. They're trying to use the power of our intentions against us. And I think that's what they're doing on every step of the way here, right? So we don't want to fall for their stuff. We know that already, right? You know, if they're trying to push fear, it's for something exciting they don't want to happen. So get excited about it. Know it's happening. Know we're on the optimal timeline. Like Cynthia Sue Larson says, how good can it get? And just stay in that high vibe and just know their time is up. Their time is up, and they know it. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So I want to get into, I came across, I'll get into this in a later video because it's so much to unpack with this, but I've been doing this other research that's led me to this one video. I just want to share a little piece of this to just show you why they want you in fear and why they want you worried about stuff. So in my course a few years ago, when I started looking into things, but I was looking at how the blood platelets were like stacking up, and there were some videos about it and all this. And then I came across this video like that was sort of testing the effects of baking soda and peroxide and wormwood mixtures on the blood, and they were showing the results. The part that interested me was this part right here, where they talk about how the person's thoughts started affecting the blood.
Another participant had a very good reading after taking baking soda for 2 weeks. And we offered to watch a video of a traffic accident for 12 minutes. The blood began to deteriorate immediately when the person heard the news. And after 12 minutes of watching it, it had a very bad blood count, confirming the impact of the information on the person. It turns out that the information we pay attention to affects not only our emotional states and mood, but also the physical composition of our blood.
Now keep in mind, I don't know where this blood came from in the history of, do you see what I'm saying? And I can't get into that whole topic, but maybe just try to like focus on more high vibrational stuff and turn the fear stuff off, at least as we move through here, and just because we're all adding to that collective vibration. So I know with enough of us playing those high frequencies, blasting those out, those frequencies of excitement, and we all connect at that heart level, we are so much more powerful than, you know, a billion people that's freaking out about NASA shooting some rockets. You know what I mean? So yeah, there is a lot going on. I'm not going to deny that, but I do know that we're making progress. We're pushing on through. So let me show you this video from Maurice Soireau. I'll leave the whole link to watch the whole video. I just wanted to play this little part here that speaks specifically about how the moon modulates the frequencies, and that during the eclipse it's going to thin the veil some and things like that. But you can see why, if they're trying to let something out, why we can, like, actually, while they have this portal open, we can blast down in there the light. You see what I mean? Like, imagine that cellar door opening and that light just blasting down there and the cockroaches running. You know what I mean? So let's watch that video.
Now, from another much more expanded point of view, solar eclipses, including this one, do move and transform energies and vibrations very strongly. And they do so in a very positive way for the people, especially those with a very high level of conscious awareness, because the result of combining the solar frequencies with the lunar ones results in the sun overwhelming the moons, as it completely envelops it during the eclipse, especially where it can be seen at its maximum effect. As you know, the universe is frequency and vibrations, everything is consciousness, and all vibrations are thoughts, the thoughts that manifest what people and creatures with a strong connection to Source experience as their external reality. So during an eclipse, the sun overwhelms the modulating effect of the moon, causing the vibration of the entire planet to suddenly rise way up, especially so in the areas most affected by it. In other words, during an eclipse, the matrix is at its thinnest, and at its weakest, so whatever is in the etheric realms, in the astral, can cross over much more easily, and this goes for the lower astral and the higher, much more positive astral planes of existence, where it will be the level of vibration of each individual, or group of individuals, which will determine what they will experience. So knowing yourself, even if you are at your emotional lowest, dear starseed, your vibration can only be positively augmented by the eclipse, so there is nothing to fear. In general, solar eclipses augment the frequency and the vibration of the planet, making it a perfect moment to meditate, and be in nature, or do whatever mood-enhancing positive activity you may want, no matter where on earth you may be. So do not fall into all that fear-mongering. Stay strong, dear starseeds, and enjoy the eclipse.
So as you can see, it does look like there's something more going on. This all seemed like a confirmation to me. I'm going to roll out by playing the song so you guys can check it out. So not only is this about bringing the light down and exposing all the darkness here, and the upcoming solar eclipse and bringing in all this positive energy during that event, it's also about the personal starseed journey. The vocals, I think they turned out great. They belong to Tina, and I was able to use AI to control Tina's voice by using my vocals. So I think it turned out pretty good. Check it out. Here's Bring the Light.
I wanted to run when I got here, I can't lie. All human players and haters move aside. Shadow bastards, I got something just for you. Initially stunned, now I've come to my senses. Got a surprise for which you are defenseless. Nowhere to run, cause I followed you all the way down. Bring the light down to the darkest place. Let it shine out. Let it radiate. Bring the light down to the darkest place. Let it shine out. Let it radiate. Bring the light down. place. Let it shine out. Let it radiate. Bring the light down.